Hey, we back chilling with Tupac. This man is multimedia. Not only is he a recording artist, he's also an actor. But before we get into the acting, I want to say, how did you first get down with Suge Knight and Death Row?
Suge, I used to always see Suge. When they did the soundtrack for Murder Was the Case, it was when I was going through all those legal problems, and he was like, yo, give me a song, dog. And I was like, yeah, you can get whatever you want. You know, gave him a song. And it was like the most I ever got for a soundtrack. I mean, the most I ever got for a song. It was damn near album budget. I mean, I think I got like something like 200,000 or 150,000 for one song. And the song, they didn't even use it, but I still got paid. You know what I mean? I got paid for everything I did on the soundtrack. And I think I did like 2 songs or something. And I remember when he did it like, yo, it wasn't even like because he was jocking me. He did it because he knew I was having crazy legal problems. And I was a man. He had asked me to come to Death Row, and I was like, I ain't ready. And instead of like taking it personal, he just did that for me. And I appreciated that. So when I'm in jail and I'm sitting there, what made me do the Death Row thing, because I was really going to quit rapping. But then Puffy and Biggie and all of them came out in the vibe, and they lied, and they twisted the facts. And all I wanted to do was end everything. All I wanted to do was end everything and walk away from shit. You know what I mean? Like how Scarface and all them niggas do. I want to get out the game. I'm trying to get out the game. They want to dirty up my memory. They want to dirty up everything I worked for. So it made me come back. Instead of quitting, it made me come back more relentless to destroy my what in fact is my comrades, to destroy what used to be my homeboys, what I worked for, my closest clique. You know what I mean? I worked hard all my life as far as this music business to make it East Coast, West Coast love and make everybody feel comfortable. And I dreamed of the days when I can go to New York and be comfortable and they can come out here and be comfortable. So it's not like when people say, why are you doing it East so silly? It's not like it's not silly at all. But you can't disrespect the love. You can't disrespect the peace treaty. That's just like when the Indians made deals with the white dudes and they would just come and rape their women and shoot them up and then leave. No, the Indians ain't gonna love white people no more. They gonna want to kick up some dust until we think about it and renegotiate the terms of the treaty, and that's what I'm talking about.
That's where y'all at right now.
We gotta have this beef and this war and these words and this dialogue until we can renegotiate the terms of the treaty. I love the East Coast. I'm from the East Coast, but they have to understand that you can't just be saying shit about us and think that we're not gonna take it personal. You can't just be calling us fakers and pretenders and non-creative motherfuckers and we can't freestyle and this and that and this and think we just gonna be like, oh, well, that's cool, we love them because they started it. Hell no, we gonna take it personal, just like a kid would when his bigger brother who ain't doing shit is all of a sudden, you know, that's just like the little brother making hella cash and the bigger brother's like, you owe it all to me. That's wrong, you know what I mean? Don't be mad because the little nigga's coming up, you know what I mean?
Now, do you think the East Coast, West Coast rivalry is like both coasts, or because a lot of people think it's more Bad Boy Death Row?
It is. It's not both coasts. What it is was that the East Coast, the people on the East Coast are real proud, real cultural, and real strong, just like we are on the West Coast. And so what happened was Biggie came at a time, just like what Hitler did with the Jews. Biggie came at a time when they were open to somebody saying, we're the master race, and these guys are nothing, and they're pretenders, and this is why we not making it in the business is because of these guys. This is why we not doing nothing because of these guys. So the East Coast really not hating us, really not knowing nothing about us, but just listening to their supposed to be leader. You know, listening to the person that was representing for them. Like, yeah, okay, well, Biggie, he from Brooklyn, woo. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. And so all of a sudden people saying stuff that they didn't even know was what they was doing was like ending our culture, what we started. We held it down for y'all. That's how I felt. I was in tears like, what? When y'all was out there on some, when LL was dancing with women in silver suits and niggas was on some other shit, which I'm not mad at because I might do that one day. And I love them niggas, you know what I mean? But I'm saying when you was being creative and wanting to try other boundaries, we was holding it down with this hardcore shit. It might not have been what you wanted, but it kept rap alive for years. It kept money coming in. It let them notice us. So how could you look at us now and be like, this ain't good enough? You know what I mean? We the broken home. Y'all ain't teach us this. We ain't come from we ain't got no subways or graffiti. We learned this, I mean, in spite of the gangs, in spite of all of that, we came up with this culture. You know what I mean? So I felt like we never got what we deserved. And I took it personal because I'm from the East Coast and I know about that culture, but I know about this culture because I was here when it was getting put down. So now I'm doing what the East Coast would have did if the West Coast did this to the East Coast. I'm riding for my side. You know what I mean? You wrong. This is not right. Recognize us. And the only way the East Coast gonna recognize us is for us to do it on records, my money, my sales, and by representing it. Just like KRS-One. When PM Dawn got on stage and he had talk shit about him, what did KRS-One do? So why are people telling me I'm wrong for doing what I'm doing? They love KRS-One. He is hip hop. Am I correct?
That's true.
Right. So I'm hip hop. I'm mad at Biggie. I'm rushing the nigga. What's the problem?
That's real.
The East Coast separate themselves from Biggie. We'll do shows in the East. Everything is beautiful. But so far, the East Coast has been with every all interviews I read, every letter I read. Niggas is like, fuck Tupac, Biggie this, Biggie. Like he's representative of the East Coast. So that's why I attack as though I do, because I'm a general and I'm a smart general. And I'm not gonna attack at no blind soldiers. I'm gonna attack at those attacking me. Only reason people was mad now is because I came out of jail and made this shit a reality. When I got out of jail, the West Coast, East Coast shit was really started. California love, what I was saying, put it down. And now the niggas is mad because money is fucked up. Attitudes have changed. It's not as safe as it used to be. Niggas got to think about their business steps, and that's what I wanted to happen. Now let's go to the table. Let's talk. Let's make peace. Let's work it out. Let's get a community the money.
So you saying with a conversation with guys like Puffy, Biggie, and that whole East Coast?
Sit down and conversate with Puffy or Biggie, because that's like Scarface sitting down with the dude he overthrew. You know what I mean? They not on my level, but I can sit down with the OGs from there, which we are doing. People don't even know we not beefing with the East Coast. We starting Death Row East with Eric B, all the OG niggas out there from the East Coast. We got Kane, Christopher Williams, all these artists. We're trying to get Bobby Brown, all these artists. We're trying to put the East Coast Death Row just like the West Coast Death Row and make it major. You know what I mean?
Big.
Right, but we're not doing that until we get this business settled. And even while we doing that, we're trying to get the Wu-Tang niggas, because I love them niggas. I feel as though they represent the East Coast how we represent the West Coast. And I love them. You know what I mean? So that's what we trying to do. We doing it like if everybody raps is what they really think, then everybody should understand what I'm doing, because it's gangster shit number one, it's war shit number two, and it's all by the rules of the game. You know what I mean? I'm doing shit, I'm calling for dialogue. I'm gathering attention for dialogue, which is what you do in the struggle for power.
That's real, that's real. We still chilling with Tupac. It's intense. I love this, brother. I like this. My man keeping it real. We're gonna come back with more Tupac right here. I want to ask him, hold up, one more thing with the double thing.
Man, that's so profound what you're saying.
But it's real, huh?
It's real. It's so real. I never thought
but
about
it's
it.
realer than what
so
brothers.
Profound.
They see people think it's realer than what they think.
People think I just got out of jail and was like, just because I got shot on the East Coast, I'm like, fuck the East Coast.
Yeah.
No, half the rappers from the East Coast was there when I got shot. Nobody knew a thing. That's just like you come into the hood and the police ask them what happened, and everybody's like, I don't know. You know they lying. And all I was doing was like, give me my proper etiquette. If Biggie was out here on the West Coast, he was in the studio with me and we homeboys, and he got shot, no, I wouldn't tell him who did it, but I wouldn't go ride on niggas who did it, but he would want to know who did it. And I'd be like, look, man, these niggas from Watts did it. Woom, this is why. They want to talk to you. When. That's how I do it. Just like when the niggas from the 60s wanted to get a trench. I went to them personally and talked to them. I do it by the rules of etiquette. So I got shot. I'm like, yo, what happened? Come see me in jail. Biggie all in the air to my Parker's my homeboy Woom, but not seeing me. My homeboy Stretch is going to Biggie's concerts. Niggas is like abandoning me. But all in the air and on TV, they like, yeah, Pop, rest, keep the struggle on. I was like, yo, I'm starting to turn into like Slick Rick. Niggas is just going to act like I'm going to just be in jail and they going to give me shout outs and try to take my position. And if you watch, that's what Biggie did. Listen to us. I was there, nigga. I trained the nigga. He used to be under me like my lieutenant. The nigga, I used to come in New York. I used to do shows and let the nigga come on before I did Keep Your Head Up and Get Around. Because nobody knew the nigga in New York. And I used to tell a nigga, yo, if you want to make your money, you got to rap for the bitches. Do not rap for the niggas. I told the nigga, don't rap for the niggas. Rap for the bitches. The bitches will buy your records and the niggas want what the bitches want. So all of a sudden, he changed from being listen to party and bullshit. Listen to his style. He changed from that to Big Papa. Because of me. He had my album, Me Against the World was the second one. He had the first one. I changed everything because Ready to Die came out and it sounded like my album. All my album was about, dealing with death. And then he came out Ready to Die and I had to switch it.
Wow.
That's why it was less East Coast rap, East Coast beats, because Biggie had just took my shit.
But you could listen to it. That's what that was his success too, because he took West Coast sound.
We flipped it. I told him that. I told him that. I trained. He was supposed to be Thug Life. All while he was coming up, I used to let him come on stage with me. He was screaming Thug Life.
Hey, because
he was like, I hate Brooklyn. I hate New York. I'm out with them niggas, Puffy cheating me. Woo woo woo. All of a sudden he blew up, and he wasn't saying Thug Life. So I started getting mad, and I was seeing niggas plays. He was hugging me, yo, Pac, yo, thank you, was the only nigga that woo. But he told me like about a week before I got shot, he knew the nigga that was shot me, and he was like, Pac, don't hang around this nigga. You know, we walked in with the nigga that shot me, that ended up shooting me. He's like, Pac, don't fuck with this nigga, because I knew the nigga too. He was my co-defendant. And I was like, what you mean? He's like, I'll talk to you about it later. And we didn't talk. The next time I saw him was at the studio where I got shot. So I knew he knew what happened. So I was like, Biggie, what happened? He kept sending me messages like a bitch, you know, like I'ma come see you. No, nigga, what happened? While I'm in jail, strangers is telling me, yo, you don't know? Biggie homeboy shot you. Cause they bragging, they telling they niggas in jail, yo, we just got Pac, woo, woo, woo. And my cousin was in jail in New York, cause I got family out there. He's sitting right there while the niggas get in the car going, yo, my homeboys just jacked that nigga Tupac. So that's how I knew who shot me, what happened, and everything. They mad because I know what happened. That's why they all, you know, it's Biggie and them, they're not riding. That's why what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying them. I fucked his wife. I'm fucking him in the game. I'm destroying him. He lives by the rules of the game. He lives off a mafia image. I'm bringing him, showing how he totally disregarded the rules of the game, and he's everything but a mafia nigga.
You're reinventing it.
Right. I'm showing him. You know what I mean? If anybody's a mafia nigga, me, nigga. I fucked your bitch. I took 5 shots. I went in your crew. I mean, I just what? I went to New York. They don't do shows out here. I did Saturday Night Live. Y'all forgot. Live in New York, where everybody knew I was gonna be there on stage, no problems. Went to the clubs, everything. In the middle with my West Side ride. You know what I mean? Because I'm real about it. I don't hate New York, but if y'all don't understand it, then fuck it. You get rolled over too. Because I hear y'all. I was in jail and I heard what they were saying on the radios. You know how we got the wake up show? Right. You know they got their own shows. They got their little mix shows with Red Alert and this nigga and that nigga and what's his name? Flex. And I swear to God, dog, they used to diss the West Coast. They had these commercials where they be like, hey dog, what's up dog? And I used to be like in jail in New York on my radio like, oh shit. You know how you would feel if you heard your homeboy went home and just clowned you, and I was like, oh man. Oh, and all my homeboys like, yo, Puffy just did a show out here. I was like, how was it? It's like, good, we gave him love, we gave him this, we gave him that. He was talking all this unity shit, but then when they go home,
they be popping
Q-Tip, they made all these underground tapes dissing us.
Q-Tip?
Yes, Q-Tip.
Q-Tip be on some
so
shit.
then when niggas ride back, then they want to talk about the culture and be hip-hop and shit again. But that's not fair. How you gonna be bold? And that's what they all do. They all play badasses. Same thing for the Fugees. They just diss me on the air on MTV.
Fugees diss you?
They're not personally, they're just the West Coast. They introduced my video as like California love. The East Side is the best side. I seen them. All them niggas was talking about how much they respect me and love me. See, I hate that. Because I be dead serious.
It's one thing when they say
Snapchat XL is talking about me. He got a rhyme where, you know how you always got these little metaphors. He say, you'll get fucked like Tupac did in jail. Now I'm telling y'all beforehand, off the air, I'm gonna beat this nigga's ass. And everybody's gonna be talking about how wrong I am and how I haven't changed, but what am I supposed to do with a nigga disrespecting my manhood like that? See what I mean? It's like I can't get out the game. Just like I'm saying, just like Scarface and that Carlito's way. I want to be legit. We got restaurants coming up with Alanis Morissette, me, Snoop, Sugar, and Alanis Morissette open up a restaurant.
Alanis is nice.
I'm doing a soundtrack, cool. My first soundtrack. I'm the music supervisor for this movie I'm doing. I got Alanis on there, Michelle, Incalatio, whatever her name. All these alternative stars, no rap. All this shit coming up, but what's gonna reign supreme in 96 and 97 is the ride I'm doing. And it's not even like, I feel like I'm doing it for hip hop. All I'm trying to do is get the imposters out. I remember Biggie sleeping on my couch. I remember begging bitches to fuck him. You feel me?
Yeah.
So Big Papa don't mean nothing to me. He know it. He know it. That's why he can't fight me. That's why he can't battle me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can make songs talking exactly about him, and he can't talk about me because he know. I'm the one that used to buy him champagne. All that shit he talking, that was me buying him that. He talking about my lifestyle with his album. Because when he was doing his album, he was broke, nigga. I was having money. The shit he talking about was my life. Thug life. That's what he talking about. All that Junior Mafia, them niggas was young motherfuckers that used to hang around that I used to give money to get on a train to go home at night. Little Caesar and all of them.
And Kim and all that.
Yeah, so now they rapping against me, and you can imagine how I fucking feel. When I got arrested in New York, I got arrested for Biggie. Them guns in my room was Biggie's guns because them cowards left the room when they heard the police was downstairs and everybody left their guns in my room. So I got 4 guns in my room. Serial numbers scratched out, and I did not snitch. I took that case. So you can imagine how I feel when I'm in jail for that case, and he out there living a mafia lifestyle, giving me no money, giving me no respect, giving me no tribute, rolling with my road dog who was there when I got shot. I mean, come on, man. I'm not paranoid. I'm not paranoid. Y'all niggas know what time it is.
Yeah. I mean,
what it is that the East Coast drug dealers got them niggas under extortion. I came and fucked up everything. Because I dissed them niggas in the Daily News. They put a hit out on me. When the niggas tried to rob me, which is all they wanted to do, I knew what they told me. That's what they was telling me. Pop, they was sending me messages through my closest road dog saying, Pop, why did you fight them? They was just coming to take your shit. But I wasn't letting nobody take my shit, and I was strapped that day. That's what I couldn't put in the bottle. I had two double Glocks on me. And when I pulled for my shit, that's when I got shot. And the reason I knew my homeboys set me up is because my homeboys knew I was strapped. The dudes came straight for me. My homeboys is behind the niggas. Like, they running for sway. My homeboys behind the niggas, and they didn't do nothing. They knew I was strapped. All they had to do was grab the nigga, and I could have bust. But they got guns, so these niggas are coming for me, and these niggas just sitting there. And they say, get, and these niggas drop to the floor. I knew it was a setup. Nobody come downstairs to after them shot.
And then after you shot, after you shot, you went up there, they looked at you like you was a ghost?
Yo, when I walked upstairs, Sway, on everything I love, I seen it in their eyes. I could never describe this look until you get shot and you see it yourself. Niggas looked at me like this. I walked out the elevator, because I walked out the elevator, I didn't know I was shot in my head or nothing. I wasn't, they said in the vibe interview, I was acting like I was in a movie. What they really trying to say is this nigga is raw. I got shot 5 times, came upstairs, did not know I had got shot 5 times. I thought I only got shot once.
Yeah, dude, sound like you got a lot on your chest.
Oh my God. It's been so long since the Bays heard from you.
And that's why I'm giving it to you straight raw, because you got to go back and tell them the shit that we ain't recording. I'm giving you that, you know, not to tell them the specifics, but you know when somebody calls you, go, yo, why did you do this? You know, they go, trust me, we talk to them, we know, blam, blam, blam. Now y'all know, you know what I mean? Just like they niggas on their radio stations know. Because what I was mad at is that we didn't have a radio station like that. Me and Snoop got an okay from 92.3 to start West Side Radio. But I don't want to do it unless it's right. What I really just wanted, I was just proving the point again. I want our radio stations to be true to us, and we'll be true to y'all. Tell us.
Yo, we back right here with Tupac, you know, just chopping up a little bit. We can't let you hear everything, you know. Some stuff.
Put it down, though.
Yeah. My man definitely putting it down. Let's talk about other things. Like you told us you got a soundtrack you working on, you got a new movie, right? Why don't you talk on that?
We got a movie called Gridlock coming out. It's like a mainstream movie. It's me coming back into the theaters with Tim Roth from Pulp Fiction and a gang of other movies. I don't know what the female is, but it's a big name female. I'm the music supervisor for the soundtrack. It's my first chance ever doing something like this. We got Alanis Morissette on the soundtrack. All these big name, alternative, supposedly people who I would never get with. I got them all on the soundtrack to show just what kind of range I got. And I'm putting that kind of soundtrack out, and then I'm putting a rap soundtrack out, and I'm gonna do it like a Tupac album, basically, with me doing a whole bunch of solo songs, with Snoop on there doing some songs, Dog Pound, Death Row on there, just to show that, you know, I got a business mind as well as a creative mind, and to show that I also have, you know, besides just rapping, I can do other I can make my way in other ways in this business.